Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome to this this month's Voyager GP Decklist stream in quotes because this is just getting recorded. But why doesn't everyone in here introduce themselves if they can?
It's me, TVP. I'm one of the format captains. I'm here in GP Flytrap as well with my own list.
I am Truk. I am also a format captain, and I also have a funny list submitted. And Tremor has asked to be introduced and is not talking, but is still here.
Tremor is real. I'm currently fixing Tremor's deck. So I'll pull up. Actually, let's start with my deck since Tremor's. Oh, Ethershade.
I am
Ethershade. I'm a player, fairly casual, just kind of running the GP.
Okay, let me start streaming in Discord. And okay, let's start out with Pander's deck since I need to go fix Tremor's deck quickly, and I think I want to be around for my deck. So
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing something else for the moment, so feel free to just start talking.
Yeah. So looking at Pander's deck, first things first. My God, I forgot how many pieces of toolboxing that Panders did for this list. There is just so many unique individual cards here. Though you'll notice that there are 3 copies of Eternity's Weaver, 3 copies of Flawed Deadlands Hoarder, and then 3 copies of Terrace True Believer. So that seems to be like the core here with 2 Ajas. Seems like to be the core of like what cards Panders wants to see multiples of. In the case of, I want to say Eternity's Weaver, this does track a bit. If you've never read Eternity's Weaver, it's a 2-mana 1/3 that gets to work from the new zone in this format called the Sanctum. Just says that you can play lands from your Sanctum. That includes, we have, what is that card? Dawnshroud Castle, a Plains, Restored Forest, Restored Plains, Root to Today, and Swan. So the actual targets for this card are pretty good. Restored Forest, Surveilling, Restored Plains, same thing. Root to Today, I'm guessing this is just for color fixing for later in the game. Dawnshroud Castle looks like a little bit of Surmount to try to finish the game out. As for the actual like core cards, I know that Luminia Hero Collar is the main one. This is just because it's able to grab any legendary creature or planeswalker card. In this case, Panders is planning on grabbing legendary creature. I'm seeing lists as one of the targets, which means that Panders can go find a land off of a Luminia Hero Collar, which is very funny.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different one-off legendaries that can be tutored for various different reasons.
Ideally, okay. I think I've gotten Tremor's deck fixed now.
That's great.
This is the correct list, right, Tremor?
This mana base is strange. I'll trust Panders on this, but I was never expecting to see the 1 of Ivory Spire, the 2 of Silent Spire, and the 1 of Verdant Spire. I guess technically, no, Ivory doesn't get Stretching Tangle. So Ivory doesn't get Stretching Tangle, but it does get Plains and Desolate Expanse, which is another set of 4 ofs.
And Reflective
I guess
Scanner.
Desolate Expanse is not
doing
gotten by Verdant Spire.
Ominous Land shenanigans again, it looks like.
There is just something happening here, is what I'll say.
This deck is very interesting.
It's the Turnberry Citadel doing here. It's just
definitely leans into like Pander's. Seems like they enjoy playing like toolboxy mid-range decks with just good stuff options. So this is similar to the Wish deck in that regard.
So yeah, the mana value, I was actually funnily enough looking at the card type stacks. The mana value stack does show that there's a good number of things to do on 2.
Lots of creatures.
A single set of stings for the 1-drop. So
and
4 stings.
You can see this. Hold it up on my stream. This is what the raw curve looks like.
Yeah, it's very different. than I thought. Strong deck, I'd definitely say, but like I'm
You
not
can
sure
also.
what this is doing.
I mean, it's just a mid-rangey deck that runs Lumina and a lot of good options. Like,
Yeah.
I think the most interesting one is we are seeing Chance in Hell, which is the one thing that proves it, that you can tutor for 4, which lets you go Luminia into Chance in Hell next turn through Luminia, hit with a 6/6, tutor another thing,
Yeah.
which is really good.
Yeah. It works.
And like grabbing something like Aja the Moth or like Apocalypse off that second search is huge.
Oh yeah. So the sideboard is interesting here. And the sideboard is interesting because of the 4 of Murkross Shamans. It looks like this isn't something that Panders wants to play in the main deck.
Why is Murkross Shaman displaying the wrong version?
I'm not sure. The current version is
It's
Drain
fine
1,
for
and
me.
it doesn't give your creatures. It doesn't give all of them.
I literally updated the format, Jason. You
It
aren't telling me
displays the right version for me.
Interesting. It just sounds
on the
like
deck page when you hover.
Not on the deck page, but it does.
Oh, I know
on the deck
what it is. Wait,
give you
I will
command bar.
fix this in a second. Continue talking about the deck. I know the problem.
But yeah, the one of Quinsark's Decree out of the board is also very interesting. I'm not sure what that's meant to do. I think the sideboard's a little bit unfocused, but that's a personal opinion. The 4 deletes, the 3 unfair births, and the 4 Murkrow Shamans are like a strong package. And I guess my assumption here is then, why are we playing one of Quinsark's Decree? Why are we playing an extra Exhausted Desire? I'm not fully sure I understand it, but it seems fine.
I do think the one of Lightning Suage is a good call for sideboard.
Yeah,
The one
I'm
of
not
lightning makes sense.
not discounting that one. That definitely has like actual use here, is what I was saying.
Yeah. Also, like the Exhaust Desire seems like it was supposed to be in the Sanctum, but got forgotten about.
Well, there's no ways to go grab things out of the Sanctum.
It might be a
Presumably
card you
that's
board
why it
into.
was forgotten about.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, overall, list seems quite strong. It does curve. It does do something on curve. And Eternity's Weaver just keeps drawing lands in that case, so that's pretty good. Do we want to look at another list, or does anybody else have anything to say about this?
Okay, let's move on to. Okay, it looks like Cabin Trees next is the first one in our
Good, moving on.
newly randomized order. So, it looks like
This seems
Cabin Tree
fun.
grabbed our black colorless welcome deck. Kagane isn't here, right?
Yes, but I was actually there for a lot of the deck's construction.
PvP is.
So you'll get some
So
interesting
PvP.
information.
You're
So
basically halfway there to the one who built the deck, so.
You also did the sideboard.
I was the original one who designed this sort of deck, and then Kagane refined it. So the big thing that
Sanctum
this
needs to
deck
be
is
separated.
always trying to be doing is either on turn 3 using Crackling Serpent, or on turn 4 getting a Rogue Process down. Because it's an artifact aggro deck, you can, assuming you pick up enough artifacts, which you should, Flesh Centrifuge for basically nothing, being able to deal 3, gain 3, and just have a 4/4 body. But this is also the sort of list that gets to play IE Infantry and Pathfinder Aurora. If you've never seen how that turn goes, you turn 1 play literally any land, turn 2 you play your IE Infantry, Pathfinder Aurora gets to attack, discard a card that you don't need, and find the card type that you do need. Then it hits, and then gets a counter on itself. That makes it a 3/2 flyer, which you can crew with any card that you play after that. So you basically get a really consistent game plan where your opponent kind of has to respect it, or they're going to lose just by the fact that you can keep finding stuff that you need. Irfex Cemetery is here as being a good piece of interaction. It also works with the rest of the deck. Obviously, it's artifact. You can put it in the graveyard as well by its own effect, which is something that does happen. And that, I forget what exactly that does, but you can put it in the graveyard. I
It
remember
lets you add 1 mana of any color.
this is just in case you get like screwed on colors by or after you've played it.
It
I don't
also
remember
lets it be recurred. I don't know if this deck does it, but there's definitely other decks, especially with stuff like
Yeah.
pre-nerf Extinct Rebel, that would
There you go.
abuse looping this.
I remember why this matters. So Urfix Cemetery in game 1, that effect doesn't matter, but in games 2 and 3, assuming your
Is
opponent
it
has
pillar?
some amount of graveyard hate, you do get to pillar world balance and then liberate it.
Yeah, this
So
is
you get
relevant.
an additional. You can get an
Also,
additional
game 2.
set.
So
Yeah,
game 2, you do have like a dust for dust, which you can sacrifice it to as well.
exactly.
Sorting
Yeah.
Servant is also relevant with both Pillar World Balance and Dust for Dust. That has a thing that sacks itself and has a dice trigger. So
Yeah, it's quite good here. It's interesting because this is the card that I've stared at a lot and never really found to be interesting until it's put into a list like this. That's when it gets to go off.
Sorting
It's
Servant
also
grabbing
saying-
Crackling Serpent is like really nice.
Yes.
It also seems to me fairly relevant to add black mana, because this deck does play a lot of sources which add C in
Yes.
order to be playing Rogue Process and that card Sweeptology.
Now, the mana base is actually really important to this sort of list.
Wait, do we
Riding
not
Room-
run Restored Swamp and Sanctum?
Oh, it'll make sense in a
Mhm.
moment. This is
Why
actually
did you
Kagane's.
offer Restored Swamp?
I didn't design Sanctum. I didn't design Sanctum. Kagane did. So the Riding Ruins
this is full
is
wonder.
just a way to deal an extra damage. It just helps for basic swamps. You've got Glowspore
It
Enclave
also wait, no, that's non-combat damage.
as a late game way of clearing something out the way. It's also a frontier in this case. Hostile Pillars, if you need it, you have it, and it also acts as a colorless source. Murdrum Summit does give you mana the turn you play it, and that usually is enough mana for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you
Either-
only really have 3 black cards for a total of 11.
Yeah. Winnowing Tower is very funny because this is your way of finishing the game out. Assuming you have 6 total mana, you just get to start making your lands into 3/3s, and that will usually win the game, depending on the situation. And then finally, Shifting Spires. So Shifting Spire, if no one's ever played with this card in any like leagues or GPs, what this card is a toolbox land that it lets you grab any land from your sanctum. So in this case, it's able to get Caragol Spires, which lets you put a card into your sanctum off the top of your library if you want to. Dawnshroud Castle, which gives you an additional way of just beating over your opponent. Glittering Veil, just gain 2 life and add a colorless source. Glowspore Enclave, this is the 3rd copy of it, gives you another opportunity to either add black mana untapped next turn, or to sack a frontier and make your opponent sack something. Hostile Pillars, again, 3rd copy. Skipping storing tethers for a second. Frontier Sanctuary is really funny here. And that is because you choose the type, creature type, and you'll notice that zombie is a type that you can just choose. Because
And now it produces black for all relevant creatures.
yeah, Primavere is a set that uses the zombie type for its construct instead. So Awakened Marauder, World Process, and Flesh Centrifuge are all zombies. And then finally, back to Storing Tethers. This was a conversation me and Kagane had about this. You can fly something, and the question of when to fly is actually a lot more nuanced than it looks. It's
Especially because colorless sources are like both semi-relevant because of road process and also like mostly entirely fine to have in this deck.
Exactly, yes. And also, again, as a reminder, Rogue Process requires 3 separate named sources for the retopology.
Mhm.
The Howling Door here is kind of like an experimental frenzy without the downside of not being able to play cards from your hand. And I'm certain most people understand exactly what that means.
It turns out
Yeah.
Mystic Forge is good.
Nah.
I know this is
What
a
about-
shocking statement to many.
Also 3x Maul and Seville, because it's really funny where you just get to play more game than your opponent. This deck has a surprising end game. A
It's
surprising
just
amount
like, hey, what if we had land, but also what if your land was good and was a 6-drop too?
Basically, you can top deck this card and be
Also, the
completely
flags
fine.
on these are wrong.
Correct, but that's unrelated.
Let's check.
But yeah, this list is one that I kind of already understood. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Cleric's Claymore. There's this really funny thing where after you attach Cleric's Claymore, you probably don't need to reattach it. And if you do end up needing to reattach it, you have Shifting Fire. Go get your Glittering Veil.
You also have
Flesh
Flesh
Centrifuge.
Centrifuge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you will eventually reattach them.
Yes, and Sorting Servant, which is also Flesh Centrifuge.
Well, Sword and
That is
Servant
true.
only gets colorless cards, so it's
Wait, does
only
it?
Crackling Serpent
Okay,
and
yeah.
Maul and Seville.
For
Oh, well, it's
Extinct,
almost Flesh
it's
Centrifuge.
the Thoughtseize effect. You play the Thoughtseize effect if you're in black. Unfair Birth, kill 2 things with mana value 2 or less total. Pillar of World Balance, you need some game against Graveyard. Also, you wouldn't mind the recursion. Dust for Dust, just a good card.
Yeah.
Notably, does not kill hate artifacts, so you'll have to deal with those yourself.
River. Wait, this doesn't hit artifacts either. Your artifact hate plan is pray they don't draw it, or pray you can sting it out of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Yes,
a little
but
unfortunate,
you
but
are mono
artifact hate
black,
on artifacts is probably pretty unlikely. So
Yeah.
and you are also mono black, so that is to be expected.
Yep.
yes.
So that was Cat and Trees list.
Any other thoughts on Coventry's deck?
I am a fan of it in general. I think this
Fine,
is like
Aurora, it's
a
awesome.
very different flavor of mid-range deck. It's more aggressive style mid-range, but I think it does.
It tries out like multiple old strategies kind of smashed together, mixed in with new cards, which is just a really nice thing to see. Like I'm excited to see IE Infantry performing more, and obviously we've seen Pathfinder Aurora be quite good. And then
Yes,
seeing the classic Affinity Shell mixed in here, along with like a Crackling Serpent and a Cleric's Claymore, the Howling Door is just really cool.
Mhm. Oh, also, obviously, Murdrum Summit does make the 1/1s kind of like that. The one
Mirex?
card one Mirex, yeah. It's like Mirex, except in this case, you can just target yourself if you don't want your opponent to get anything good. And then the game too, milling a dust for dust is awesome, as well as a rogue process. So.
Or something for Pillar.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I guess let's move on to the next deck. We covered Panders. Next up is Silver Parabellum. It's a
All right. What?
Selesnya
Selesnya.
deck. This, oh,
Yeah, I was like,
ooh, this
what the
is
hell did
interesting.
Silver
I'm
cook?
excited for this.
All right, let's look at the. That is it's a curve. That's a brick.
It's night. It's night. Well, I mean, if you look at visual stacks, it's probably more. Never mind. It's
Nope.
still a brick.
Nope, I knew what it was when I saw it.
All right. Okay. First thing I noticed, Sanctum is Pathbound Blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think Silver Parabellum's goal here is to Pathbound Bloom. What a horrifying sentence. Put it on top and then draw Hiyori for next turn.
Hero. I think it's
Hiro.
Hero.
I think it's Hiro.
Hero.
Hiro.
I think it's supposed to be pronounced Hero, like play on words.
Well, either way,
Average
it is
mere
a good
character
card.
name.
And you wouldn't mind getting it, I will say.
Yeah.
Now, staring at the mana base, I think I know.
Oh my god, Unextinct Cavern.
I think I know what Silver was thinking. So that's good. The Forex
Frontier
Frontier
Sanctuary
Sanctuary
Force.
Power and the
Oh my
closed
god.
communities have me
And
wondering, did we
Castle and
actually
Fort
get
Safner are also
We
nights
have
that we're actually
knights!
seeing them.
That's the list.
It's a
It's a
knight.
knights. It's knights. Oh my
It's
god.
nights. Yeah, did you not?
I didn't.
So yeah, in Hopeful Caress, we're actually seeing it again because we saw Luminia stack, but it's also a Knights typal card, so it's nice in here as well. Also, big thing with this list, you get to assert territory.
Yeah.
And assert territory, I'm just imagining assert territory into your 2 lords and just, oh, that's so nice.
Winning.
Yeah, literally just like sorcery speed, that modern card that you know.
Oh,
So the new
Electric
Tenso
Company.
Luminary is just a really good card, like classically strong. Classically strong
notably,
card.
I will say there's less of one power stuff than you traditionally see in Luminary lists, but Luminary is still like fine if you only get one power thing and then reflect it. Like that's still really, really good.
Yeah. Sapphire Recruit is interesting here. I wasn't expecting to see it, but it is just a 1-mana 1/1 Death Toucher.
We
That
have
really
other
nice.
1/1 knights. Like I think that's
I
important
doubt it.
context here.
I doubt if
You do
there's
not
much
have
good.
1/1.
We have three 1-mana knights, and Luminary and Sapphire Recruit are the only ones in white green. The other one's Turnberry Legionnaire, which is black.
Two. I think that's why they're playing 2. 3 Survivor's Instinct. We love it.
Also,
Remember when
Survivor's
this card-
Instinct, notably, gets recurred by Julius,
Yep. Yep.
and we've got Sapphire Vindicator in here to bloom it.
So we'll talk about that interaction in a bit. But Survivor's Instinct, funny card. This used to untap the creature. It does not do that anymore. And there was a very, real easy explanation. You see, it turns out holding up 1 mana in either white or green for the rest of the game and saying that I can block you is just kind of cringe. So we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I will say, talking about like Julius here. Wait a minute, can you even proc Julius? Let me check.
you got the mana.
Frontier. No, you
Remember
don't
that
have blue.
Frontier
We don't have any blue
No,
cards.
but not.
It's not an
activating.
activated ability.
It is.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait, what?
That's a triggered ability.
It's very good.
How the hell is? I don't
I
know.
think Julius is unironically just played here as like a 1/2 knight.
1/2 knight with.
You know what?
Or
Good
else the
enough.
Dove Bodyguard.
That was a really cool include. I haven't seen this
I mean,
card do
technically,
anything.
okay, technically, it can probably just attack on blue every game.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So it's not like that bad, but
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
anything.
I was going to say that it would have been really good with the 3x sideboard traumatic degree.
True.
Oh my god,
which
that's
is a new card from the card competition that destroys a creature with mana value 3 or less and gives it control of this card.
That sure would be good, wouldn't it?
also interesting to see Eldstone of Transience in here. That's one we've not really seen super often. Definitely nice in slower matchups for this deck, being able to recur, especially like being able to play this after a board wipe turn in control matchups is just huge.
Yeah. Side note: I'm noticing that there's only 2 basics here. It seems that the exact number
You will be view drifted. Get view drifted.
Okay.
Thankfully, nobody's playing View.
We're not talking about this card. Moving on. In Hopeful Caress, the Night Exemplar. Night Exemplar is just good. It's just a good like medium card that just does
And
its
in
job.
cringe moment.
Yeah. Turnberry Overseer, similar kind of situation. Just a good card. It also
This card
draws.
used to be 2 mana. Let's go.
And yeah, it's her territory. Oh yeah, Eager Imposter. So this is one of the new cards from the card contest, and it actually won. It's a really cool card. We got spell that costs X to cast, where X is the greatest number of creatures you control that share a creature type. I would hope that you can do that in this deck. And when this creature dies, you may exile it. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So you can just draw a card when it dies.
It's a 5 changeling. Like this is really nice to just be able to have it come down ideally like turn 4. Just like go Luminary into Vindicator Julius into either reflect the Luminary or play a Lord. And then turn 4 Eager Imposter is just such a nice perk.
I think you were happy casting this before.
The sideboard here is wild. So we got 2 Call to Wars, just like there.
This makes sense.
Or Eldstone of Transience. I'm not sure how much I like that, but I think that was just like a choice.
I think it makes sense as well. Important Parcel is a reasonable Gravehag alternative to True Blood. Usually people prefer True Blood, but Parcel is like a reasonable pick over it.
0 to 1, yeah.
Leon's Claim is extremely funny.
Yeah.
This is either A, just value engine that makes a 2/1 and a food every turn, Or you just transform one of your knights into a 5/5 lifelinker.
Yeah, it's quite good to do that.
Yeah.
Yuma
Yuma is
for
Yuma.
obvious
I feel
reasons.
like I don't need to explain this one. Yuma,
And we
good.
already
Actually.
talked about Dramatic Decree. This is for one
Yeah,
you
but we
normal
didn't say
removal.
what dramatic degree did. But yes.
Destroy target
Good
creature with
point.
mana value 3 or less. It's controlling its
Quite the good card.
Any additional thoughts on this
Solid
deck?
list. Seems like a solid list.
Yeah.
Alright,
I think it's nice. It
next
plays
up.
like some suspect cards, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Kagane's
Oh my
liberal
God.
control. Let's
Oh
see
my
if we're going to get another Christian painting this month.
Oh yeah, I helped Pagani with this one.
Okay, so
Elysium Injection? What the
it's
hell?
this deck. It's this freaking deck. Okay,
Oh my
so
god, they're liberating. They're
taught me
liberals.
something about Ancient Sigils. Ancient Sigils, by the way, is a completely reasonable card that is completely mogged by the fact that other sets exist.
Specifically ABY.
So it turns out, being able to, flicker an enchantment for 1 mana, no matter what that looks like, is really good. Noble Blast Worldview is an example. Bloodstained Field is an example. Chronicle of the Entranced is an example. Chronicle of the Deceived is an example. You see what's going on here? I think I see what's going on here.
Also Petition of the Abominable.
That too. I didn't even see that card, even though it was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
first.
Petition the Abominable. This card is very interesting. It doesn't actually work with Liberate. However, it does have a few very interesting upsides. For example, you're able to use it with Abiogenesis or Elysium Injection that turn, which is nice. You get an extra use of that when it hits 3. You could use it with Split Ego, where Split Ego is like one of the deck's best finishers if you can do it for a high value. Make a lot of 3/2, draw a lot of cards. But the really big cards that we can use it with are Closure.
And
Wait, no,
Planar
it doesn't work
Incursion.
with Closure. It doesn't work with Closure.
It was a Planar
The
Incursion,
really
though.
big card is Planar Incursion, which can either be a full board wipe or drain the opponent for 6. Then you get that back for your next turn.
Isn't that
Where you can do
awesome?
Which means that yes, you are getting 12 drain to your opponent. I think this is
So
awesome.
we're gonna see what
Feels
that
fancy.
does.
I think Kagane does have a chance of winning with this deck.
Yeah.
Kagane obviously always has a chance of winning because it's Kagane, but
But Kagane
you know,
also always has
this
a chance
is a
of
good
losing.
Like
deck.
how-
This isn't a meme deck like last GP.
Yeah,
Correct.
I will say that like it's kind of funny we're going like the overview before we've like even finished looking at like the main thing the deck does. But yes, I do think this is like currently my best contender for a win.
Like Chronicle
top
of the
three.
Deceived is huge here. Just this draws an insane amount of cards.
Yeah, I think we should read Chronicle of the Deceived.
When this enchantment enters, draw 3 cards, then you lose 3 life unless you sacrifice a creature or discard a card. Flux 2, 3 life unless you sack a creature or discard a card, and Flux 2 triggers every 2 turns.
Yes. Or specifically like 2 turns after you've played Chronicle of the Deceived is when it first triggers.
Hello,
However,
joined.
this is very reliant on the assumption that Chronicle of the Deceived is able to stay on your side of the board for more than 2 turns, which it will not, since you have Abiogenesis, Ancient Sigils, Elysium Injection, and Split Ego.
Yep. Also, Nova
And
Blast
all of the
Worldview is the continues to be the most evil flicker target through just what if I looped removal that also discouraged you from playing creatures?
Yeah. You notably can't use it with Abiogenesis or Elysium Injection, but we've got Ancient Sigils for that. Well, you can use it with Elysium Injection. You just don't get the effect because a actual good play in this deck is on the third tick of Nova Blast Worldview, you can use Elysium Injection so that you control the creature with the greatest power.
Oh my god. Yeah, Worldview is also just pretty good in this deck because it runs 2 creatures.
Mhm.
Its win cons are like Planar Incursion, Lists, and Toon Shimmer. And Bloodsmith.
Yeah.
The sideboard is funny. 3 True Bloods, 3 Platinum Spy Masters. Oh my
So
god,
what are
Worth
our
noting
rogues here?
No rogues, we have a bunch of dragons because Abiogenesis, Elysium
Oh,
Injection, and Split Ego are all dragons.
yep.
Uh,
It's
oh, yeah, no, I
extremely
completely
likely
forgot about mentioning this.
that you
For
can
some
get this
reason,
card.
for some horrifying reason, Kagane looked at the Kindred Enchantment cat entity known as Attuned Shimmer, card that should not be seen play whatsoever. However, it's because he has so many mana value 3 enchantments that he can consistently, and 2s, by the way, that he can consistently get this online to get a 4/4 lifelinker with ward pay 3 life that also gives it +1/+1 until end of turn. So it can swing as a 5/5.
Yes. And this also dodges your board wipes.
Yep. Assuming that you don't activate it before you board away.
But
So,
why would you
yeah.
do that?
And it's also functionally a 5/5 lifelinker too.
Mm-hmm. So it is
Um,
good here, but that's odd.
we also have 4 more board wipes out the side, in case you run into aggro.
Yeah.
And 3
Recommend 2
stings
into
for
Voyager.
combo hate. Clutch Divinity is an interesting one to see directly in the sideboard, not just in the Sanctum as your as an air site.
Yeah. Originally, Kagane was going to only play this in the sideboard before he was reminded that you are getting dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. He was thinking about
Also,
playing with
second note here, Clutch Divinity is like, if your opponent loses a significant chunk of life from Clutch Divinity,
Like
as they
say
might be
planar incursion.
incentivized to do because of the fact that you don't run any threats, you can play no incursion them. Yeah.
Like if they pay the 15 life for whatever reason, they just instantly die to planar incursion.
Yeah.
Or want a Toon Shimmer swing.
Mm-hmm. It's also worth noting you can also use Clutch Divinity to eat your Chronicle of the Deceived that has become a dragon. Like, built into it.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, notably, Sanctum is funny. He has Wilmot Nye the Crafty, and also Herringrand, and also Clutch Divinity. I have absolutely no idea which one of these he plans on revealing at the start of the game, but you have to pick one of the 3 rather than.
I'm pretty sure that's only proposed, and our current one still allows you to use both the an air, and a transcend. The current rulings.
We'll see. Regardless, it is playing 3 things. And
Yeah.
Wilmot Nye is a little funky, harder to get out, but I guess it's
Well,
not
no, it's pretty
impossible.
grey here, I think. Oh, yeah.
The Splintered Swamp and Splintered Island. Actually, this is a really interesting thing. So Kagane taught me about these 2. It turns out if you can just get stuff in the graveyard, like most of the games, they're pretty easy to get set up for you because they enter untapped if you have basics. Which
Yeah.
it looks like Kagane's got 3
Appreciate.
swamps and 4 Silent Spires.
2 islands. 2 islands.
And 2 islands, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there
we've
anything?
We've got Path of Insight and Outland's Path Warden, and we are able to get the Silver Sleeves with Drifting Isle and Lyre, and of course the Sundered Lands. Path of Insight here being like particularly good since you will have the Flash additional online.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good with this kind of thing.
Mhm.
And you usually just exile an extra land, you don't care. Yeah, the list is crunchy. Very likely to just win if it's given an opportunity.
Yeah, like how I would put it is that like the core thing the list is doing is very powerful and consistent, and the list also has a bunch of other very powerful things it can do if it has the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Mm-hmm. I think we've already given the final thoughts earlier. This is like, no matter what I see, this is going to be my top 3 to win this.
All right. Next up, it is TVP's deck. Why don't you tell us about this one?
Oh boy. Okay.
Bisexual control.
Yes, this is the only way to read this, by the by. So, black and silver control. When I made this list, I actually was following the same logic that I did when making the welcome decks or helping Kagami to work on the welcome decks. You want a lot of 4-ofs. You would rather like have very few 2-ofs. So in this case, you can see a very, very trimmed
TVP
down
going
list.
against his primal instincts to play 13 1-ofs and 22 ofs.
You weren't supposed to know that. Anyways, starting at the 1-drop slot, we have liminal ambiguity. This is a token list. So the entire goal here is to win via stuff like I will walk my own path, using Yasin, as well as some other number of attacking via Writhing Sight, Pioneer's Premonition, and Paladin Scavenger, although they're not like the main way you're going to be winning. Like I said, in the 1-drop slot, Liminal Ambiguity, this is your removal spell. It gets better with the number of tokens you have. You also can just overpay for X, and that is something that you were allowed to do. This will come up later. Rid of Supplies is a card that has existed, and I have no further words to say other than that. It gives you 3 tokens that you can then get out later down the line, as well as the ability to sacrifice itself to put it in the graveyard, so you have Paladin Scavenger to grab it back. Bloodstained Fields, that's your removal spell. Paladin Scavenger grabs that back if it ever dies, and then you can flip it over to get tokens, it turns out. Pioneer's Premonition, I'll talk about a little bit later, but it does grab you stuff out of your sanctum. Writhing Sight is just your draw 2. This is I say just your draw 2. No, this is a draw 2 that needs a token on the field on your side, but it is a very good draw 2.
It's quick study and non-primal.
Exactly. Paladin Scavenger is a heart piece of the deck. It gets back so many separate different kinds of cards, as well as just being a really good body. Mass
Big thing
Mutation
with Paladin Scavenger is that you can, you can ramp, but you can also get back Rid of Supplies. And
Yep,
you can also
you
get
sure
back Writhing Sight if you need a body.
Or
Yep.
Bloodstained Fields.
If they kill it,
So,
yeah.
Mass Mutation is the board wipe of choice. Note that it doesn't kill Paladin Scavenger. This is actually really important, and why you don't want to put stuff like Writhing Sight down before turn 3. You don't want a card put into your sanctum, and you'll see why later. Yasin is just a good card because it allows you to dig a lot deeper into your deck from its plus ability, starting at 5 loyalty, assuming you do plus. The minus, though, is a big part of this list. You get to copy artifacts or enchantments, and they become 2/2s. So this does allow you to slowly chip away at your opponent, as well as making copies of stuff like Bloodstained Fields or Rid of Supplies to just...
So I will walk my own path.
The -7 is mostly irrelevant, but it can come up. And then finally, the centerpiece of the deck, I will walk my own path. So the reason why I paused on talking about Pioneer's Premonition is because the past knowledge ability on the focus on I will walk my own path
No focus reminder
puts
text
itself
SMH.
into the sanctum. This is an important thing because if you need to use the Power Stone Shard ability early on, which does have a lot of synergy in this list if you couldn't notice, since it's both a token and artifact that adds artifact mana or just like ability mana. You might want to do this on turn 2, maybe even 3. Well, if you draw a Pioneer's Premonition Premonition, assuming you've only ever used 1 or 2, I think even going up to 3, you can always guaranteed pick it off of Pioneer's Premonition, since your Sanctum is a 2-card Sanctum. Now, with Premonition, you also do get a token, so this card is just good in general for that fact. Looking over at the actual Sanctum, you've got 2 choices. You've got Monument to Lapsed Worlds, and you have Sundered Swamp. Sundered Swamp is just a land. It's good. Having lands are good. Who would have thought? And then Monument to Lapsed Worlds is a very funny card in this list. Because you can overpay with Liminal Ambiguity, you do have a way to spend 5. Hard casting I Will Walk My Own Path also gives you another set of 2/2s, but it does also help pay for I Will Walk My Own Path by adding 4 mana directly, so that can then immediately start putting a 2/2 on the field. Because it adds 4 colorless, if you have a situation in which you've rid of supplies, you can start using all of the effects on rid of supplies rather than just some of it. And this has actually come up in testing quite a lot.
Hexer's Cave also puts stuff in the reserve.
The land base, the land base has 2 copies of Hexer's Cave, 4 copies of Hall of Graven Labs. It turns out your turn 3, if you can hold up a Durdeck / Writhing Site or Hall of Graven Labs, you're pretty happy actually, because getting to 4 is pretty good. Silent Spires, these fetch your cards, your lands, 2 swamps, 4 Twisted Spires. You have these 2 faults, and then we have a really interesting 4-2 split. So we've got 4 Forbidding Spires, and we have 2 Barren Fissures. Now, notably, 2 of the captains here have actually had words against me about
Me
this.
and True, when TVP was building the deck, were like, so I understand the way it is. I understand TVP's rationale fully, and I agree with why they did it. I just think it does not make sense that it would follow language.
Yeah, but regardless, the rationale that was made is basically this. With 4 8 searchers and being able to clone them out of the graveyard with Paladin Scavenger, you are very likely to run out of targets. You're very happy to search Barren Fissures instead of the Forbidding Spires, because these are really good top decks.
Okay,
It turns out drawing a card is good.
For the people in the call, I'm going to stop streaming because my computer is getting pretty laggy, and if you want to see the deck, you can just watch TVPs.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, back to this then. Are we continuing, or?
Yeah, we're continuing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sideboard, actually, you know what? No, I should talk about I Will Walk My Own Path. There have been testing games in which this card had basically helped to win off of having 10 tokens on the field. That is not something that this is something that happens. Rid of supplies, cloning it out of the graveyard, or copying it off of Yasin. You will just get enough tokens to start burning your opponent. And since it makes a Power Stone token at the beginning of your combat, it means that you have time to set up with this. Sideboard is really fun. Absolute inertia. We love this card. We love putting our entire opponent's game plan into just enchantment form. If we have creatures, they become an enchantment, which then allows Yasin to copy them, which is pretty darn good. Notably, if Yasin copies a token off of Pioneer's Premonition, it will be a 2/2 flyer. So this is a way to actually start killing your opponent out of a board wipe. Condemn the Ungrateful is an additional 3 copies if you know your opponent is going to just kill everything that you play or interact with you a bunch. Or, sorry, no, other way around. If you need to kill everything your opponent plays while also keeping your game plan going, you grab Condemn the Ungrateful out of the board.
Yeah, this seems like a solid pick here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The downside is that it's a 5-drop, but that's fine.
I will say Condemn the Ungrateful is very unnoticed card.
It does a lot.
I genuinely didn't know what this card did until now. I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Now,
I knew it had an effect, and I knew that it board wiped, but I didn't actually read it ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did searching, and I saw Cornus Forward, and then I saw this, and then I remembered that Cornus Forward dies to mass mutation, and I just
Hello.
like
Who's just joined.
now.
It's
A cold
me.
conclusion is interesting. It turns out that just being able to burn your opponent for 3, gain 3, good. Yeah. Because you are playing artifacts in this list that can add mana, looking at your rid of supplies. You can also sometimes
Case
just
actually doesn't.
draw 2. This is a board pick because you're trying to speed up your clock, which
I'm
is a
gonna say
really
I'm
weird thing to say.
semi-skeptical because you're realistically your only card that's enabling this is rid of supplies. It doesn't seem like that.
Which is why there's another card in the list as well. Refraction Mech is another way of increasing your clock. When you don't trust your higher top end stuff to be doing the winning, this is when you start bringing these in so that you win earlier. Reflection Mech gets +1/+0 for each token you control, and you are
Also,
very
just a really nice
out of
blocker
tokens.
against aggro.
Yeah, it does just straight block aggro very well. Unweave is
Makes
funny.
sense with Echo.
It's likely to be doing that thing later down in the game, which is the countering a permanent spell. But also, you do just get to draft. You do just get to draft a card from your Sanctum, and that's pretty good. Having another set of copies of stuff that draft from your Sanctum is nice. You don't want this in game 1. Game 1 is all about getting your game plan down, trying to see how your opponent's playing around your stuff, and adjusting accordingly. But that is the list by control, as in bisection. All right, what
Any
is
thoughts?
the next list?
Well, let's see if Truk or anyone else has thoughts on
Oh yeah,
that.
does anyone have any thoughts on this list?
I think it's an interesting. I'd like to see how well it performs in practice.
I have no idea how this is going to perform. I can't tell if this is going to be a PvP does his usual thing, or this is going to be TvP wins PP like he did that one time.
With Sapner Vindicator and yeah.
No, that was with the Shimmer deck.
Oh yeah, the Shimmer deck.
He
Yeah,
like basically never casted Shimmer. It was just blue red midrange.
yeah, it was very, it was very funny.
Yeah.
Okay, Pander, since you're here now, do you want to talk about your deck?
Yeah, let's go.
Did you guys already go over it?
We did go
Yeah,
over
we already
it.
went
Yeah.
over it. It was the first deck we
Oh,
looked
well,
at.
Why? It's like wedged in the middle.
It's because the orders ran. It was like first then.
I don't know what you guys did or didn't talk about, or what you want me to talk about.
Okay, what do you want to say about your deck?
I mean, it's deck is Luminia or Lumina. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I think it's
a toolbox
Luminia.
deck. I think it's Luminia as well. It's just a toolbox deck. I try to grab like a fistful of really high value legendary creatures to throw on the top end to tutor for, have them be good at different situations, build just interactions between like Sting, some random removal spells like Found Family and the Decree mixed in. I have placed it deletes in the sideboard. I put in a Revi as like a tutorable removal if I want. Lots of options for life gain. It has Aja, it has Numa, it has the Apocalypse, it has Liss. So a lot of options for life gain to help stabilize. There's I don't know, like fancy 6 or a bunch of like random 2-drop creatures of value. 3 of them are like dorks, 3 of them surveil, and 3 of them only played lands from Sanctum. So yeah, I mean, the list is kind of self-explanatory. There's a lot of different parts because it's more toolboxy, but like it's pretty simple, like compared to the last toolbox list I ran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys talked about with it.
Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the list is gonna play fine. I didn't get to play test it at all before GP, so
What was
it's either
the
going to go fun.
process behind going Exhaust Desire over Dissenting Experience or Thought Theft?
Life gain versus not life gain.
That's fair.
Like
Yes, you're like
probably could have gone Thought Wefts instead, but I kind of viewed it as like, I gain 2 life and I Thought Seize them, so versus aggro it's less dead than like a Thought Weft is. I get to like heal some stuff off and get rid of their card while I wait to stabilize.
And I guess you also like you still have like a massive amount of ominous. So
yeah, I feel like
the lands.
ominous lands are pretty important for a deck like this, where like I don't have dedicated card draw engines. Luminia being able to happen over and over again is great, but like I don't have dedicated card draw engines, so if Luminia gets shot, like I play Luminia, get a chance at hell, crew it and then Luminia gets murdered before it can swing, like I'm kind of out of like ways to draw cards. If I don't draw the Moth or tutor the Moth, like I'm super boned. So yeah, I figured that like a ton of Ominous Lands would help smooth over late game.
Makes sense.
But I'm excited about Luminia because I think what's easy to miss is that it gets the tutor on attack as well. So I can
Yeah.
tutor for those things that instantly crew it, play the thing that instantly crews it, and then get to swing and tutor another thing in, like that next turn.
That's
It's
a
a little
6/6
slow.
indestructible.
Yeah,
we did
if
talk about
it's
tutoring
slow.
chance and how. Yeah.
Yeah, it's slow, and like Argon also instantly crews it as well, which is notable because then like if they try to shoot Argon, Luminia becomes Argon, so they have to kill Luminia first. But it's an indestructible in attack, so they would have to like use actual artifact removal to like not have Argon become Luminia. It's weird, like they have to remove them in that order.
Chance and Hell does make you discard a card or sack something though.
Or pay 3 life. So something nice about Chance Through Hell though is that like if I'm doing that, let's say I tutor Aja to hand or Moth to hand, and then I pitch a thing to reanimate to Aja, like do I care that much? Like I yeah. And it's not that bad. And like worst case, I pay some life for discard a card I did not really need, like a land. Like it's okay. I'm not worried about the cost on that card. I'm worried about like having to pay life sometimes to keep cards, but like
I mean, it doesn't let you pay
had it,
life
the deck
on the
out as much as I
second
could.
trigger. It's only
It
to
does
let
let
it
you
phase
pay
out.
life. You can
I
pay
did
Oh
not
wait,
pay
because
life
you
to
pay
phase
life
it
before.
to avoid the
Right.
end step, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and there's a lot of life gain in this deck. Like I did not skimp on the life gain. Like I tried to like put a good amount in. So I don't know. I have medium hopes for this deck. I think it's going to be fun. Don't know if it'll be good. I'm worried the curve is too high, honestly, but we'll see.
I think it's pretty good, and like if you look at it in the curve view, like still it's probably fine.
Yeah,
It has like the shape of a mana.
yeah, that's fair. And like all those 5-drops, even though it looks like there's a lot, they're only singleton copies, so it's not as much as it looks. So yeah. And yeah, sideboard decisions, nothing too crazy. 1 lightning for controls. I can side out an exhaust desire for a path warden if I really want. Don't know if I'll ever do that, but I could with the sanctum. Bunch of removal spells. Yeah, a bunch of removal spells, some other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And I can actually cast that path warden main deck, but I have to use weavers to get whipped to today and then play it after turn 3 or whatever. But like I can do that. Like if I draw a weaver, I can play the path warden most times.
Also, TVP is it just me or is Rip to today off center?
You also theoretically like activate Chance and Hell using Taurus True Believer.
Yes, there is that as well. And also, I think something really neat is in Hopeful Caress, it's in the 3-mana slot. I didn't mention it, but like that's actually a 1-mana remove any permanent O-ring thing in this deck.
Yeah,
so that's pretty hype. Yeah, like every creature in here is legendary outside of Eternity's Weaver. And like Eternity's Weaver's in here just because I couldn't figure out what else I wanted in that slot, and I needed like more 2-drop creatures. So it seemed like a good way to go about it. But yeah, anyways, I don't know how much more I want to get into the deck. That will take forever.
No,
we'll talk about every card. So yeah.
Thanks for giving your thoughts. All right. Let's continue to the next deck, which is Zid. Is Zid here?
Yes.
It's here, right?
Oh yeah.
So
damn it, I misnamed my deck list in the deck list. Okay, whatever. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Zid.
This deck is a coin flip. Either my opponent will draw removal or they won't. So basically, one of my favorite modern decks is really jank thing I built called You Don't Get to Have Lands. If I let you have lands, you might cast spells. If you cast spells, you might win, so you don't get to have lands. And the idea behind that deck is I turn 2 cast a liquid metal coating.
Okay.
And then smelt whatever land you played, and then turn 3 I splinter the basic you played, and then you just lose. And so this deck is basically the antithesis of that, and is that I am going to ramp, and you are either going to draw removal or you are going to lose, and that's it. This deck does not run any interaction in the main board; it just ramps. That's it. That's the deck.
This is very fun.
You're telling me you made a Ricky deck?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a mono green list that is running.
Yep.
This is running more bin cards than I thought I would ever see in Elsay.
Disciple of the Thicket. What is this doing here?
Aha!
Yeah.
Well, you see,
it's the landfall deck.
whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control,
Yada, followed by
it
a
gets
yada.
bigger, and then it punches your opponent in the face.
Yeah.
Either they draw removal, or they lose. That's it.
We
love
love
my
seeing more
tempo.
Peacekeeper. Keeper. Outlands Rescuer. This is very interesting to see. Like, it's really interesting to see that you're not playing as many of the what you think of as the traditional land targets, and then you're running Outlands Rescuer. So what's the thought process behind like playing this and not something like Millennia Peter? What there's another ramp target that I'm forgetting.
So the basically, this deck's sanctum is very deliberately tuned to do exactly what it does.
Oh my god, no!
Which is very simply put a lot of things you can get out of the sanctum very easily. And the reason that I have your big boy in the main deck is so that I can cast it for 1 mana, and then I have a big beater just in the sanctum later. Because like obviously I'm never going to be hard casting this from my hand ever.
Yeah.
It's good to see a
I'm
flock is
going
born
to
played.
use this as a combat trick to block, which is the only removal that I have. And then I'm going to cast it later. Like that's it. There is no removal in this deck. I need to be very
I
clear
also
about
have
this.
like a very quick question, but like, why do you have like 2 different realm cards on this deck?
2 different what?
Being MX04 and mycelial coating.
Oh my god, I get it. The answer is
Or
they
only Fane Forests.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It's just search basics.
It's just search basics. Because you see, if I ramp all of my lands to the table, then I'm just drawing gas, and either you draw removal or you lose, and you have lands in your deck, so you're less likely to draw removal. Do you understand? This deck is a coin flip. That's it.
I fucking love the 3
This
copies
deck is a coin flip which is rigged against you.
Yep.
3 copies
And
of
that's the
Astral,
joke.
because you are literally just using it so that you can draw 3.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 3 lands.
Yep.
Portal hopping to the cartridge is hilarious.
But you see, if you control a creature with a counter on it, is a lot easier to do than you think.
Yeah,
if you illuminate green or you just play Interplanar Wayfinder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And see, this is funny to me because like this entire deck, like it looks stupid and it is, but I goldfished it and I can very consistently get to 7 mana by turn 4.
Yeah.
Very consistently.
I'm loving the block is born just chilling here, being its best, living its best life.
Yep.
In the meanwhile of like whatever the hell is going on here.
A Flock is Born is just there because I need bodies on the battlefield or I'm going to lose. And you see, what do birds do?
They block.
They fly, TVP.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They fly in a mono green deck. That's kind of important.
That's fair. That is fair. They
Because
will.
I'm not playing anything with reach.
They will, in fact, kill your opponent, funnily enough, or block your opponent.
Either they draw removal or they lose.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Like,
I understand it now. It is very funny.
It's not good. I need to be very clear about this, but it is the funniest thing I can be able to short notice.
What do you estimate your GP ranking is going to be out of 12?
Out of 12, I believe it's going to be either 10 or 11. I
think it's going to be 6 because your deck is a coin flip. It's 6. Your deck's a coin flip.
No, see, that's the thing. It's a coin flip that's rigged against me because if the coin lands on the edge, I also lose. So.
True.
Yeah, because like basically, because the thing is, right? I have to win 2 coin flips out of 3. Right.
Yep.
Opponent doesn't kill you, and opponent doesn't draw removal.
Exactly, because I don't have any removal. The only way I win is I get my thread faster, which, to be clear, I probably will. This is a ramp deck, but I have to get my threat on the table, it has to stay on the table, and I have to kill my opponent with it before they play their threat and kill me
Mhm.
back. Because game 1, I can't stop them.
Wait,
Yes, there's
Servant
removal in the
Harpoon?
sideboard. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
playing this?
No,
What's happening?
it's in the sideboard.
Yeah, I'm asking. What's happening?
Wait,
Uh,
Sid,
it-
you're
it-
playing removal.
It's in the sideboard.
What the fuck?
There is no main. All
Oh.
of the removals in the sideboard. There is no main deck removal. I have a whole. It's like my sideboard is a toolbox to be opened as needed.
This is I need something. There's something I need you to understand. Yeah, there are a lot of cards that are in this that I have made. Yeah,
Mhm.
that I have firmly like squirreled away as bad cards,
Mhm.
and it is
Yeah.
very jarring to see Cerebim Harpoon and Turbulent Aether like anywhere near each other.
Okay, but TVP,
Well,
consider that Sid might just be
here's
playing
the
back
thing.
cards.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Cerebellum Harpoon is not the card that's in the sideboard. The card that's in the sideboard is Piercing Throw.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Do we
Right,
not
I
have a better
think
way to
it is
pop a
like-
creature with fly?
I think it is like fair to say that the like solid third of cards, so like third to a quarter of the cards in this deck will like never appear in the GP deck.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Turbulent Aether, it's not there for removal. It's there to draw a card from my Sanctum. Literally, I'm holding mana
For
up if I need
3
removal, and then on
mana?
your end step, I'm drawing a card. If I don't use it as removal on your end step, I'm drawing a card. That's what that is. That's all it is.
Yeah. You know what? I respect it.
Yeah,
Hilarious work.
I tried really hard to make this a green silver ramp deck because there were some really funny silver ramp targets, but
Yeah.
Also
I
had
realized
Huntress.
if I kept it to mono green, it could be a lot funnier.
I love the
I'm a little surprised at the green MDFC creature, but also I get it. Like if you're ripping all the lands out and you just need things to play, it's a thing to play. And like it's
Yep.
not horrible. It has
Yep.
size.
It's good.
It gets a
Pretty
little
good.
overcosted, but it has size. And it's a man
Also-
land for like
Also,
control matchups.
I'd just like to point out I misread the air originally.
Oh,
I
great.
know.
I thought that it said if you don't control any basic lands. And so I tried to build a ramp deck mana base that didn't use any basic forests, and get this, it still worked.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. I was like, oh, okay, this meme deck might actually not be as memed as I thought. And then I read the card again and went, oh, well, that makes things easier. But like, also, this deck is a stupid coin flip and perfectly encapsulates the way that I like to play Magic. I don't like playing for keeps. That stopped being fun for me 10 years ago. This deck is funny, and that's why I'm playing it.
Except
I
in
love
LOB drafts.
Okay, to be fair, I was explicitly told to play for keeps.
I did, yeah. I did tell
And
Zed
then
to
I
play.
swept the format because nobody was drafting removal in white or blue, and so I took all of it.
That's so weird.
LOB
Okay.
draft
Everyone
is
else was
for,
like, ha ha,
mod
Yu-Gi-Oh
GG.
set, and I was like, I was told to draft for keeps, and, well, as it turns out, if you've been
I think-
playing Magic for 20 years, you're going to be good at it.
You
I think
you
we've solved this deck pretty well. 2 coin flips, hit them both,
Yep.
maybe you'll
Yep.
win.
That's it.
Are you
That was the
actually
whole
playing
point.
Vibrant Null? Because on turn 4, or sorry, not turn 4, on the turn that you have 4 lands, you just play this and give something. You are, yeah, okay, yep, all right.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm done looking at it.
Dude, the more you look at this, the more you're going to be confused. The whole
Mhm.
point of this deck is my opponent is going to be laughing at the bad choices I made while losing to it.
To
Yep.
confuse your opponent, you must
Exactly.
first confuse yourself.
Hey, if I don't know my strategy, you don't know my strategy, and you cannot possibly predict if I don't know what I'm doing.
God, I'm gonna we're gonna play some point in the GP, and I'm just gonna hand attack 2 ramp spells because you're just gonna have 6 of them in hand.
Oh god, your play gets
You know
terrible.
what's gonna
Herbert's just
happen.
Yep.
put in the chat what the hell is Zid's deck? What is this doing?
Yeah, I really want to see somebody be like, what the hell did I just lose to?
Actually, yeah, if somebody stings you, they're either hitting ramp, which is whatever, or they're hitting a 7-drop, which hurts.
Yeah.
There's not much in between, not a lot
the
in between.
funniest part about that is the only 7-drop I care about is going to be in the Sanctum. It's safe.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like the only good hit is that like 2-drop creature. Really, the rest of it is kind of whatever. They all are
Yeah,
just
like
a card
yeah,
that gets a land.
yeah, but like literally, that's the problem. The only good hit is a 2-drop, and it's gonna be on the table, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. My
Well,
God.
Sting is a 1-drop.
All right. So we have any final thoughts? Anyone else here about
Deck's
the
stupid.
thing?
It's
I'm
gonna be
ready to
really
take
fun to
7
play.
when I play against Sid.
Deck is stupid. It's gonna be really funny to play.
All
Okay,
right.
next up is Troop.
Oh, we're doing
might-
Troop. Let's
yay.
go Will to Survive from Troop. What
Troop.
horrors have you brought?
It's to survive, yes.
Troop, please
Good
explain your deck.
Lord, that's 2 or I thought it was
Troop is
horror.
playing
No,
the
that's
evil deck. Troop is playing the evil deck.
I am
So let's-
playing a silver-black deck, and it is base silver. The way that you can tell that it is base silver is because it has 4, 8, 12, 15, 17 colorless cards main deck.
Have fun with the rest of the GP decks. I gotta go.
Yep.
All right, 5 enders.
Now
Ah,
with this deck, it is a quite strange aggro deck that also has the marvelous ability to play a 3-mana OTK.
yep.
That
Step
OTK
1. Yep.
is playing Cool Wolf Replica. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. And it's also like a 1-mana 3/2. Yep. And on that card, you play the channel mode of Incessant Intercession. This is silver and black, discard this card. Till end of turn, target creature gets +X, -X. X is the number of cards in your graveyard.
Each opponent loses life equal to the number of cards in your graveyard.
Yes. +3
+1.
or 5.
Yep.
This is like my main backup plan, basically. And I feel like it will be quite effective.
You're
It's
also construct typeable, right?
Yes, I'm also playing Construct Typal. Now I have 4 Cool Wolf Replicas, which is a construct, and when it dies, deals damage, and there's a 3/2. I'm also playing 4 copies of Extant Surveyor, which is a 1-drop, 1/1 construct with flying. When it deals damage to opponent, I can put instant sorceries, planeswalkers, or battle from graveyard into sanctums, and when I do so, I make a 1/1 robot. I am also playing Thought Witch's Backup, which is a changeling, which is a construct, and it's also just like natively a construct either way.
Yep.
And it means that whenever I cast a construct and I've got 2 or more other constructs out, I put a 1/1 counter on it. Playing a shapeshifter, I'm playing 2 sample skimmers, which are 3-drop constructs, which has flying, haste, and when it deals damage to my opponent, I get to draw a card from my library or sanctum, also a 1/1. And I also have 2 copies of Arbiter, which is a 5-drop Elder construct, which has Ward 2, and is a Planeswalker and a Banisher Beast.
Yep.
Yes.
Also View Drifter.
View Drifter isn't a construct though, that's just Thopter.
Yeah, but that's in here because to survive
Yeah.
in some form is here.
The namesake card of the deck, to survive in some form. Until end of turn, target creature I control is a 3/2, with when it dies, make a token that's a copy of it with size 3/2. If I can use this on Cool Wolf Replica, if it's not embraced, if I don't have an embraced card, I mean, that is going to be 2 3/2s, which deal like a total of 6 damage to the opponent, And if it is embraced, that's 2 5/3s, which do a total of 10 damage to the opponent. Notice how this is a 2-card combo that deals 10 damage to my opponent, and like trades and gives me a 5/3. Okay?
Yeah.
And the other card that 2 survive in some form combos with is our freshly nerfed Ancient View Drifter, which is a 1-drop with flying, vigilance, and a ploy that lets me sacrifice it to draw a card and fix the mana. To draw a card and fix my mana. And since it has the flying, vigilance 1-drop that sacrifices itself after it attacks, I can make it a 3/2, attack with it, deal 3 damage, and then it dies, and then I get to draw a card before it dies, and it dying also just gives me a 3/2 flying vigilance. That's a quite good interaction.
Yep.
And I've also got Blooming Peculiarity, which is a interaction piece I really, really like, which enchanted creature gets +2/-2 and trample for 1 mana, and when the enchanted creature dies, if you control that creature, you get to return Blooming Peculiarity to its owner's hand. Which means that you can use it on a Cool Wolf replica, that's a 3/2, like burn for 5 damage and return Blooming Peculiarity to your hand. Or you can use it on anything 3 toughness to just
Like a
like
Sewer
be an
Floor.
actual rancor. Yes. And it's also a removal spell. I have a Shoe of Form in my 2-drop slot, which is when it deals common damage to a player, I can embrace cards from my hand to draw cards. And the single card which like makes this entire deck and construct title in general works is Hazenwell Totem. 2 mana. I can tap, embrace a card of the creature type from my hand, and put a 1/1 counter on another construct or card that shares a type with it, and draw a card. And embracing a card lets you play it on a later turn when a creature that shares a type with it deals damage to an opponent. Yeah. So this is growing my board and like rapidly churning through my deck, and it's also like allowing me to get away with playing Arbiter, which is a 5-drop card in my deck that like realistically caps it too.
Yeah.
I also have Mark of Insanity, which is a 3-mana removal spell, which is free because I can return a fault to my hand instead of paying its cost, as long as I've cast 3 or more spells and or activated non-land abilities this turn, which I can do with Hazenwell Totem.
Yep, that's 1, and then cast a creature or another thing, and that's 2, and then another one is 3.
Yep, and or Ominous My Forbidding Spires for count. Wait, does that work? I don't know if that works.
Not
It
mine.
probably doesn't. Whatever, it doesn't work. Because it's
No,
counting
no.
both land and cards and whatever. And also, oh my god, my sanctum time. I am playing a Frontier Sanctum, which I think you have seen before. You've seen like all the cards
Castle, Glittering
from
Veil,
this before,
Plus
except
plus.
Cascading Cleave, which gives my stuff +1/+0 and first strike. Just like getting that extra point of damage can be quite good for Cool Wolf Replica.
Yeah,
Low
because
score Enclave.
it's double,
Low score
basically,
Enclave. Yeah. Low score Enclave, which you've seen before last time. I'll only sacrifice the creature or planeswalker by sacrificing Frontier. And my Eversight, Omnigenius Vessel. This is like a win condition Eversight. Pretty good. Where I can sacrifice my Thought Lich's back up for it, yep. Which is a dragon that can be transcended. But I can also use the Veil, which is 3 cost, make a 3/2 and flash, and I get an embraced card in exile. And it's a 3/2 dragon, which I can feed on a genius vessel.
The Urveil, notably, if you have a Thought Lich's backup, you can go backup turn 2, embrace Urveil turn 3, swing, and then 4, swing with Thought Lich's backup, play the Urveil from the embrace zone, and now have a land that taps for 5 mana.
No, you have to have an. Wait, no, yeah, Thought Lich's backup is an Eversight. Never mind, it works. Wholesome.
It is.
Really wholesome. Yes. And the other land, I'm playing like 1 Fine Glare Enclave main board because I forgot to add 1 to my sanctum. Just lets me sacrifice a frontier to look at the top 4 cards and get 1 of them into my hand. Is there anything I forgot to mention? Oh, yeah, you can
You
also,
didn't
like,
mention the sideboard.
theoretically. Oh, sideboard. Very quick, last main deck notes. You can also like theoretically play intercession if you want to as well. As an option.
You are just
And
allowed.
sideboard. Sideboard, I'm playing a Pathfinder Aurora. We know this is a good card. I'm also playing Pillar of World Balance in my sideboard, which is graveyard hate, but it can also turn my Coolwolf Replica or Ancient Feud Rifter in my graveyard into a 3/2.
Yep.
5/3 for Replica. I've got like 3 copies of Center Mass, which is somewhat decent anti-aggro, picks off X1s, and dumps 3 cards into my graveyard for my kill combo. I've got Moonlit Charm, which is like enchantment and graveyard hate, so I'm fine with that, that's good. Got Unweave, which, yeah, this is counter a permanent spell or get a land. It's quite good. The Eternal Echo, very good life gain card. It can also let me like stack +1/+1 counters on my Viewed Rifters or Coolwolf Replica as well. So quite good.
Yeah, I believe the Echo, like, basically the minimum life gain you get off Echo is like about 8 to 10 life, I'm pretty sure.
It's
Assuming
like
they
10
kill
life,
it
I'm pretty
instantly.
sure.
Because you
Yeah.
go 3, 4, and then you +1, so you've gained 2, and then you have a 4 loyalty and a 3 loyalty.
Yeah.
So you gain 9 life.
Wait, no. It's 2 life that turn, and like a massive amount of potential life if unchecked,
If they
essentially.
kill everything instantly, you still gained 9 life.
Yeah.
Well, it's not 9 life, it's 4 + 2 + yeah, that is 9 life. Yeah. Awesome. If they can't kill you that turn, important thing there. Fallon Scavenger. This is very good. I wanted to play it in my main board, but it is too tight, and I don't want to add non-constructs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enters, make a token that's a copy of a permanent card in my graveyard, mana value 2 or less, and my Coolwolf Replicas, Ancient View Drifters, Extant Surveyors.
Peculiarity too.
Also my Hazen World Totem as well.
Yeah. Sure.
Also my Blooming Peculiarities. And my... Oh my god. Yes.
Everything. Just.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe I
the thing
should
I'm
have
like,
been playing this main board.
the thing I'm like most skeptical of with this deck is like, how are we filling the graveyard like quickly for intercession if we're going for
I
that?
think it just happens naturally because you are playing fetch lands and Shifting Spire.
And then likely have removal.
And like, I think like, if this was all in on intercession, you would be like a lot more vulnerable to graveyard hate. Or right now, like, to deal with this deck requires like a pretty multifaceted approach, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you can't actually go in on graveyard hate because like there isn't, because like it's pretty much just intercession that hits. And so that is like you bring in Graveyard Hate against one card, which can also just be used as like removal against your opponent or a card. Or you like run the risk of suddenly dying late game. Yeah.
Okay. It has been an hour and 20 minutes, and we're like,
Yeah, so yeah. Thanks,
we probably should slightly speed up.
All right,
Any
we're
thoughts
done
there?
with here. What's the next one?
Herver.
Damn,
Perfect.
nobody has any comments on my deck. Okay.
You pretty
I
much
mean,
got
I
it.
think you summed it up pretty well. You went over literally every single card. There's not much to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and handle this one. Foretold Grixis. Okay, where's the foretold? Where are we foretelling? What are we doing? It looks like
Painted Distorter and Fusion Translator, it looks seems.
yeah, Fusing. Who would have thought?
It's
Okay.
not funny.
So
I will say very quickly, for like as many new cards as this is playing, this is like an extremely Herver deck.
yes. Just like looking at the main deck with no content. Oh, okay, never mind. I figured it out. I think I figured it out.
Did you see the Beloved Worlds?
I didn't see the two of. These are just expected. What do you mean? These are the expected thing. There will be two.
That's how you know it's a
below
Herver deck.
Yeah. So we've got delete and retro rending as like good removal interaction. We've got memory hole, another bit of good interaction. We've got reject input, deciding incidents, overwhelming force, painting.
The thing
Silence
I was
Wave.
surprised about was
Yeah.
unexpected discovery in here.
Is this just removal? Yeah, so UD.
Unexpected discovery feels like a weird include here. I'm
I
unsure.
bet
like-
you.
I mean, like the deck has a lot of cheap non-creatures. You can just play it.
Yeah, but a lot of them are things you want to be casting at instant speed.
Probably. Oh well.
If it was cast from exile, return target instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Oh.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can recur on
Oh.
planar recursion.
No.
Sounds
Younger.
right.
If you get a Fusine Translator off of Elstone of Fervor or Unexpected Discovery, you just get to return an instant sort
I see.
for 2 mana from this side.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Mhm.
You get to planar incursion your opponent to death. The Painted Disorder is kind of funny here.
Mhm.
I think this is just a strong card to be going.
Painted Distorter is very good, yeah.
Yeah, Painted Distorter also like kind of works with Elstone or Fervor.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Was cast from exile. Was cast from exile. Was cast from exile. I see it now. Oh, Tyrant's Rage is hilarious here.
Yeah.
Does Herbert
Are
get
we at?
High Realm? We've got Island, Swamp.
I think
Island.
we are just at 3.
So we've got Island, Swamp, and Mountain.
It is 3.
It's 3, yeah.
It is just 3, but also like you're still fine with that.
Yeah, you're also still fine with 2, it looks like. Okay. Double
This
list.
is also on Shifting Spire for the restored lands.
Oh, it sure is.
Yeah.
Islands,
Oh, yeah.
Mountains, Swamp.
And do. Yeah. And the glittering.
Carl
Wave.
Ray? Ah.
Yep.
That makes sense, actually.
It works.
You are likely to have 10 or more cards in exile. Who would have thought?
Carol Ray, let's go.
The rips of
I don't know
today.
about likely, but it certainly is possible.
Yes. Rips of today, it's funny. This is a classic Harper card in the sense that, like, Harper plays this when she can. And that's it. That's the full sentence. Sometimes you grab this off Shifting Spire, just have 1 mana of any color. There you go. List seems pretty strong. Also, hello, Miuri. Why are you here?
Planeswalker.
Is it just draw 3 cards and add blue, blue, red, red?
The
Yeah,
zero
this
is
is just like-
strong.
Also, like the -11 turns on your Carol Ray if you only cast one of them.
Oh, it sure does.
Smile. That said, I think it is just like a win condition control Planeswalker. It's good. Overwhelming Thought. Overwhelming Force, I mean. Overwhelming Force is nicer, I think.
Overwhelming Force is funny.
Yeah.
This can just,
Looking.
if you get to 7, just one sideboard like that.
Ooh, They're
Yeah.
playing
I think.
three?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm.
Harper has a lot more
Yeah.
confidence in Miori than I do. We'll see.
Oh, too bored. Yeah, no, I am like pretty,
Nice to
reasonably
see
confident in
controlled.
your way.
Nice to see controlled Calamity seen play from the card contest. This is a pretty nice card that I haven't really seen much of, just because Cascade Coherency Failure shares a similar slot, so this hasn't had as much of a chance to break in, but I do think it's quite good. And
Yeah.
it looks like, especially in decks that value it being an instant,
Mhm.
it's definitely winning out there.
I think controlled Calamity is like less good against like normal decks, but much better much better against like artifact or creature spam decks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This also kills artifact BS, so it's good
Yeah.
enough.
Good
Alright, that
against
was
artifact.
the first list. What do we got
And
next?
quick run through True Blood. This is stock. Delete. This is stock. Torch. This is also stock. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a pretty stock sideboard up, I'd say.
I will.
Except me.
Sorry, very quick overview, but like I will say I'm like much more confident in this than I am like the average Herva deck. Like I think this is playing a lot of really good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts?
Well, I think we got it.
All right. Next up is Mir's deck. Is Mir here or is Mir not?
Mira's
Mirrors.
not here.
Sorry, no, I'm taking over this one. Mirrors kill! I know what's
What
going
has
on.
Mir done this time?
Exactly what's going
I
on.
see Beguiling Soul Mage.
I knew it. I know this
This
list.
is
I know this
this is
list.
certainly a mana curve.
The mana curve is a
Let's check
block,
this
and the
back.
block involves the Beguiling Soul Mage. All right, so I can explain this list very well. And by that I mean I know exactly what the hell it's doing. So it turns out Scathing Critique is a lot better than you think it is. The big reason why is that because it's an incarnation in assassin, you, if I remember right, get to do what the hell is it?
There's like
you're
no
not playing.
incarnations or assassins in here. What are you talking about?
It's its
Yeah.
own thing. It hits itself. So if you get another copy out, like it's really good to get another one. But basically,
Also,
it's
just a
only-
3-mana 4/3 menace.
yeah, it's like crazy good for the stat line. You do just get to like untethered
Wait, no.
splinter, attack it for 0 mana.
The
Draw a card.
reason Scathing Critique is played in here is because of the four of Cornwall Replica.
Well, that too.
Yeah, it's good with Untethered Splinter and Cobalt Replica.
And it is also just a good card off the top, is another thing.
Yeah.
Now, Untethered Splinter, if anyone here has not been able to play with this card, I'll make it very simple. You see that thing where it says, whenever it attacks, it fights up to one target creature defending player it controls? Yeah, so you only ever fight 2 toughness or less creature, or 2 power or less creatures, which is pretty easy to do, because this kills them consistently, and also has haste, and also has it sacrifice itself. But who cares? Sacrifice it with Scathing Critique. The Soul Mages here are to ramp out Abandon the Time Coil in Ariana, funnily enough.
Yeah, getting to cast Ariana on 2 is like insane.
It is insane, yes. Sometimes you get to cast a 2-mana Scathing Critique, which is also nuts. Absolutely correct. Free Call Wolf replicas, free Pathfinder Auroras. The Gleaming Courage makes sense here. You are playing Erdonic Attendant. You do just want to like win off of that. And having another 1-drop spell to like flip this is really nice. Subvert the Light is a funny card because sometimes you do actually foretell it, but 99% of the time you are not foretelling this card. It's just deal 3.
Also, if you
Nah.
discover it off Ariana, it triggers.
Yes.
It works off of Discover, and I think you are like pretty commonly foretelling it because like 3 deal 4 is rape that burn decks in like Legacy pay for.
Scion is just a Viyashino Pyromancer in this case, unless your opponent can't take the damage. Coordinated
Is
hunt.
Bishino Pyromancer a 2/1, right?
Yes, this is better. But worse.
Yeah,
But better, but
two-two.
worse. It's a lot of explaining.
It's better because it's always Yoshino Pyromancer, and sometimes you might be able to trick your opponent into misplaying, and sometimes you might be able to trick yourself into misplaying, but surely you won't do that.
Didn't we
Coordinated
fix
hunt
Oh,
does go off here. Crew is an activated ability, for example. Scathing Critiques ability is an activated ability.
I'm pretty sure we did fix the wording on Bladegraph Scion. Oh, well.
What surprise?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Yes, we did. I sent in like the correct wording, and you like.
Oh yeah. Also, hello, Boros Reckoner with Hank.
I thought.
Me when I win. Now, okay. So there's something really funny going on here. So Truk is a firm. Sorry, not Truk. Mirith is a firm believer in the layer lands, as in like you should just play them. Yeah. Now, if you've never seen the layer lands, they have this funny
You sent
little
it and I never did it. This is correct, Truk.
Yes, I sent it and you never did it.
That says when it enters, you choose a color. You get to you have to exile a basic, non-tap basic, but you do get to add red in 1 mana of the chosen color. You can do a lot of BS with that. I'm seeing 3 Wanderer Shrine, and I'm seeing a swamp, a mountain, and a forest? What the hell are we doing with forest?
I don't know.
Need the power.
There is a
Rend
very
Hope.
real possibility.
Rend Hope. It's
No
Explorer.
shot. It is. It is for Rend Hope Explorer. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And this is in the board, mind you. 4 copies of that, by the way. Because of the 2 mana, they lose 3. 2 mana, draw a card, they lose 3, and also you hit their graveyard.
Yeah.
Empathy Storm. Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? Mirror, what are we doing?
Mir decided to put an Empathy Storm here because it was funny. And I'm not sure what's going to happen when Mir boards this in.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
I will say with Empathy Storm here, if Mir plays it against like an opponent who plays decks with cards that cost more than 4, yes.
Oh yeah, that sure does still.
Mir is only playing cards that cost like less than 4, and Mir can just like sneak like win condition from them.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. And also, apparently, Mir said, I'm playing 4 copies of Clerics Claymore because it's good against aggro.
Yeah.
Very funny sentence. It is.
Red life gain.
It sure is.
Empathy Storm is funny because it's like a
What
commander
the?
card
Voldemort?
gets into constructor.
Dude, what do you mean it's a commander card? We had to like specifically make it not playable in commander.
Voldemort?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but like it's still a commander card though, you know?
Oh, what the hell? Waldemar? Oh wait, but you
This is
can't
the
use
Waldemar.
Waldemar.
What the hell?
I mean, I guess you technically
Wait,
can. You can
no.
board all your Sanctum cards into the main, but then you'd have sideboarded, so you can't use. Yeah, you can't use Waldemar. How are you getting Waldemar?
I don't know.
No.
Is
I don't
Waldemar in here just because Mir thought it was funny?
There is a very real possibility.
Handmade draft.
No.
Not that I can see.
There is a very real possibility that Mirith is playing Waldemar for the love of the game. And what I really mean by that is
No. No. Hear me out.
Waldemar at your opponent.
I know what Waldemar does.
What's that?
So Mir has like Wanderer's Shrine, and Mir has like dragons to like get out witness.
Oh my god.
This is completely fucking stupid. There aren't enough lands. There aren't enough shrines to empty your Sanctum of lands.
There's 3 shrines and 3 Sanctum lands. And is there a dragon in here?
Well,
yes, there is a copy of the Urveil.
Urdonic Attendant. So theoretically, if you use all 3 Wanderer Shrines and then use either Urdonic Attendant or Urveil or whatever, you can transcend Witness Totality and then use Waldemar as your heir because you've cleared everything out.
Yeah.
And this
You know what?
only works if you choose not to sideboard and do this in game 2.
I respect the game. I respect it.
I do think like this would be like reasonable if it weren't for the lands of sanctum. If it was just like Witness and Waldemar, I think that'd be reasonable, but what are we doing here?
That is. This
Mhm.
has to be the deck of all time. I'll give Mirror that.
Yeah.
Also, Oda Jax.
This is
hello.
a deck. What? Did someone join?
Oh, you sure
Oh,
did
Oda
just throw
Jax.
Oda Jax off of Scathing Critique hitting in the face. Huh. Neat.
All right. Any final
Anyway.
thoughts on this?
No, we're chilling.
I'm going to have to interrogate Mir about Waldemar later.
Okay. Othershade is running a deck that has Iguanodon in the name, which makes me very concerned.
Yeah, so.
Hello. Oh, right. Othershade's here. Othershade, would you like to explain your deck?
Oh, I can remember seeing the living cough. Oh, is this deck?
So the idea of the deck is, what if I just use mana rocks, and so I have mana even if I have no lands with Tromping Iguanodon.
Oh my god, Legacy of Flint, hello. Barbarian! Oh no. And you can Citadel Outburst for plains and mountains. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
The horrors.
This list is
horrors.
really funny.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's just start off with the
So,
fact
Othershade,
that
what does this list do if it doesn't draw Iguanodon?
It mulligans until
You-
it draws Iguanodon.
You have Burn Baron on
Honestly,
Legacy of Flint.
base.
Yeah.
And what happens if the opponent has, say, delete?
Hey,
Game
there's at least one opponent where in game 1 that's not happening.
If the opponent has delete, well, you simply press the F2 key on your keyboard.
But I mean, like,
What the fuck is happening?
I can
I
still
mean, you
sacrifice
have
lands.
removal, and
Yeah.
you have burn, and you have creatures. So you're not like dead.
It
Yeah.
is theoretically possible that you could win the game once Iguanodon dies.
I mean, like, and also, you'll notice that I put all the ETB lands in the deck.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Let's go.
Actually, I mean, like, from picking Iguanodon, put 2 saturated savannas onto the battlefield is like, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
And then Elfworld Kindler is very funny in this deck, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that sure does. Just add red.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet that's the only way I'm casting Living Coffin.
I love the 2-up Legacy of Flint.
Clearly, you'll just stack up 4 manoliths.
Fuck yeah, though. This is cool.
Yeah.
This manolith draws a card. Come on.
So out of 12, what ranking do we think this deck's getting?
Listen, if it's not going 7, it's going 12. So those are the only 2 placements that is not 1. It's either 1, 7, or 12. Heavily leaning at 7.
What? What do you mean? How?
Okay, so true. There is a very real possibility that Ethershade faces 4 opponents who do not draw their cards on time.
There's a very real possibility that Ethershade plays against Gagani and God is on Ethershade's side.
There's a very real possibility that Ethershade plays against Kagani, TVP, and Bai. Yes.
It's funny. Listen, this deck is funny, and I can't wait to see what dumb shit it gets to do. I
feel like, okay, I'm gonna predict Kagani's TP run. Kagani's gonna be the 2 other best decks and then lose to Zid.
I'm gonna laugh so hard if that's what happens. Can you imagine if the guy who wins the GP sweeps except me?
I mean, like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen is Kagane's gonna draw like 2 lands, and it's gonna be like, "Joke's on you! I have 32 lands." Haha.
Every draw of a land, you fool.
Dude, I told you, bro. My deck's not good, but it is funny. And the reason it's funny is because it is definitely going to kill someone.
I appreciate
Someone
the
is going
Latinos
to
to the
lose a
board.
game to it at some point, and I feel very bad for that person.
Well,
I like
because the thing is, right? There actually was like a really jank white silver aggro list that I almost put together, and then I decided that playing mono green ramp was funnier. Sorry.
Hey, if it works, it works. If it's funnier,
Yeah.
why not?
But yeah, I fully expect to get 12th place unless I play against Kagane.
Well, there you go. Good enough.
Okay, next up is Tremor's deck.
Tremor is.
Tremor last.
I am last.
Where the hell
You were
is
last.
Tremor?
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Naya. Okay, what are we doing in Naya?
Scary.
Casting from exile, it
Ooh,
appears.
this is fun.
Oh, baby, we got a 1-up solar
Legacy
pilgrimage.
Vamber! It's back,
This is-
and less good because we
This
nerfed
is-
it.
It's a foretell deck.
Justiciar?
What does Legacy Vamber do now?
Permanent cards.
Permanent card, okay.
We're playing Road? Okay, you got my
It still
attention.
gives you infinite lands
Yeah.
forever, which is what Tremor was trying to do. Also, Tremor, if you have thoughts, feel free to type them out, and I will read them. Since
X-Vamber
this is your deck.
Duration is crazy. I'm sorry. The thing that's getting me off, like catching me completely off guard, is the one of Rodith, God of Conflict. I know why you're why Tremor is playing this, but it is simply the fact that I just was not expecting to see this ever.
Okay, Tremor says conflagration with the Omnis Lance is nice, and I have way too many one-offs.
You know what? Fair. I feel that.
Yeah, I've never really thought about conflagration with Omnis Lens until now, which is kind of crazy because that's like a super relevant interaction with conflagration. And
Oh,
yeah,
you're
that is
right.
quite good.
Oh shoot, you're right. Damn. Okay. Subvert, Forge, Pilgrimage, Wipe Away the
I'm
Wicked
so happy to see the Roost of Drakes in here.
is here. I guess because this is getting anything. Okay. Standoff is great. We got a Chronicle of the Devout just to mess with your opponent and also make some tokens. Fair enough. Ringu is just a good card, TM. If they ever go in the yard.
Entheate because it's Entheate and is like the second most played white card in the format.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how this is like the first deck I've seen doing Enfield in this GP.
Yeah, right?
My deck has
Truly
Entheate,
fell
so
off.
don't worry.
Beseech the
fell off, I'm
Divine.
sorry.
We're super happy to see that. Ever Burning Soul, 3 copies. Let's go. We are exiling. Ice Scorch. Oh yeah.
Ice Scorched is good
Star.
as always.
Yeah.
Really wild list. Also Carl Ray, because that does make sense.
Tremor says the goal is to get to late game, then do burn, or use Prathitian Justiciar to win.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable. You do just get to fly.
Justica is like a late game card I do really like.
We love Justiciar.
Now, the sideboard's funky, and by funky I mean, okay, we got 2 Wildwoods, we got 2 Extract Seekers.
Oh my god, 2/2/2/2/2/2/2/2/1.
Temporary is not a card I was expecting to see, I'll be honest with you. Catalytic Priest is hilarious. Preemptive Purge is also pretty funny.
Catalytic is like arbitrarily triggering Forged.
Oh, it sure is, huh? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Planar Lockdown, we love Planar Lockdown.
Tremor is saying that they were very late to submission, so that might explain some questionable choices.
I love you too.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
think, like-
Mana Tithe.
Yep, we have Mana Tithe.
That's based as fuck.
We also have Force
I think
Fight.
like The splits here are like suspect, but I do think the deck seem good. Like doing
I
a
think
good
it is
thing,
a big
playing good
miss
cards.
to me not on the sundered, the sundered splintered cycle
I'll
in
be real.
Sanctum.
I'll be real.
So
I'll be real. Even if
Mhm.
this deck doesn't end up being like broken, this will show a lot about these individual cards, and I like that a lot. This will see like what they're doing.
Yeah.
This is doing some stuff. I like it. Any final thoughts?
wipe away the wicked.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, right? Hello?
Oh yeah.
Hello, my child. Why are you here? One of my favorite things about me, and I'm sure other people have noticed this. So whenever I see a TVP card here, it just catches me completely off guard.
Because you
Because
don't
why?
make good cards. You're not supposed to make good cards. That's not your job to be doing.
So yeah, Naya Tremors Nihilist is funny as hell. Big fan. Also, hello, Moonspire. You're
Also,
real.
Sanctum Cavalry for obvious reasons.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
Trevor says, I got to maximize Search and Ominous. They both are card advantage to me mentioning the Exile Sanctum lands.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
All right.
Hey,
Anything?
finally.
Is
Okay,
it?
so we've got it's the deck. It's here again.
Oh,
Behold,
it's
white
bouncing
black
back in
self
again.
bounce.
Oh my god,
Okay,
no!
so a guy in TVP reminded me before submission, hey, by the way, white black self bounce exists, and I was like, okay, I'll play Mardu self bounce. Oh, but it's actually gonna be Orzhov. Then I realized Mardu is just better. I
Yeah,
definitely took a lot of inspiration from collabing that Truk and I were doing earlier, and also Wendy's list from last GP.
I
So
take no responsibility for this.
I take responsibility, however, for introducing you to
it was
Fleeting
like
Mirror.
this is a combination of a lot of different people. So everyone's to blame. I think it's like me, Kagane, TVP, Truk, and Wendy.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
um
let's go.
Oh yeah, the Seal Consortia deck. Yeah.
So you just play white black Southdowns. It's the traditional thing. You've got your campaign strategist, you've got your life lighter, you've got your now nerfed retreat to the border hold, but it's still good
Engineer,
at
are you
4.
cheating here?
What do you mean am I cheating?
There's 2 mesmerizers in the Sanctum.
Wait, what the hell? How did those get there?
There's
There's not
also a
supposed to be 2
painful
there. Why did the
memory in the
legality checker
Sanctum.
not flag that either?
There's also a painful memory in the Sanctum.
Okay, but that's a wonder.
Oh yeah, it is.
Also,
Okay, I'll just fix the 2 mesmerizes real quick. I'll just set them to be 1, so that the deck is legal.
After they're fixed, let's just continue.
Wait, no. Oh my god, there's 2 separate entries to mesmerize. How the hell did that happen? Okay, well, I guess I'm playing with a 6-card Sanctum.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So, out of Wendy's list, the cards that I'm playing that I wasn't thinking about before were Ilk and Soulshear and List. List I should have been on the whole time. I have no idea why it wasn't. It's pretty decent to bounce back to your hand. Well, I mean, it's probably counterproductive. And it also,
Yeah.
he's a win con that dodges instant speed removal. It's just kind of passively there, which is something the deck really likes. And then Ilk and Soulshear is Ilk and Soulshear. This will either be a good answer threat, and then you can theoretically self-bounce it if you need to, or it will just recur any self-bouncer or an Apostle Entheate. The dream is to go Soulshear into Entheate, and it's amazing.
So you're playing Fleeting Merriment because you like dealing 1 damage or 3 damage to your
So
opponent.
Fleeting Merriment and Claimless Destruction are the reasons that you go into red. So Fleeting Merriment, if you can self-bounce this before you hit the discard 2 cards, you get just Lightning Bolt something, draw a card, and then you can loop that. Claimless Destruction is a shock that you can loop. Notably, this deck is now playing instant speed removal. I've learned from my lessons. So around 3 Found Family and 1 Stardust Hazed. Stardust Haze is also like removal looping, because you can Stardust Haze, exile something, reflect it, exile another thing, bounce back the original Stardust Haze, and then you're able to reflect it again. It's extremely, extremely slow, and there's almost no reason you should do this. It's probably better to just bounce an Omnis Land at that point, but it's theoretically something you can do, and Stardust Haze is also just like 2-for-1 removal.
Yeah.
And Rapture Story because it's good, and we can get our wonders. Mesmerize, now nerfed, but still flicker something. Exhaust Desire is still Thoughtseize, and Painful Memory is a semi-relevant flicker target. That's
Yeah.
just also 2-for-1. The mana base is pretty similar. You've got your Spire base, you've got your Surveil lands and Omnis lands and basics. Nothing crazy. Sideboard is similar. I basically just ripped this out of Wendy's list and some of my previous lists. So we've got 3 Mental Sewage for aggro matchups if you ever need to loop a board wipe, 3 True Blood for graveyards, 2 Stellar Spy Masters if you need to like dodge removal or board wipes, or you just want to get value through making a bunch of clues. 2 Magic of Ignalscore to kind of have a passive win con that also gains life. 3 Cascade Coherency Failure for artifacts. And then 2 Unfair Birth for spammy decks. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's our GP, I think. This is gonna be annoying deck to fight, but say Levy.
Okay, now that we're at the end, why don't we do our who do we think is doing the best in the GP, and then we'll look at the matchups.
Honestly, personal opinion, I think Kagane's liberal control is definitely up there.
I think Kagane, True,
Cat and Tree is
Panders,
definitely
Mir, and myself seem up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think Cat and Tree's list will likely just kill people if they're too slow.
Yeah.
So
I
anything
genuinely
like-
have no idea how good Tremor's list is. So
yeah, same.
I think
So-
like my top 3 personally are like Kagane, Cat and Tree, and me personally.
yeah,
I think that makes sense.
but
Yeah,
not.
I think personally that it's probably gonna go to one of the others just because see that's the funny thing is like Cat and Tree's deck is good, but it loses to things that are fast. And like I accidentally built an assassin deck because that's all my deck is fast. Which is stupid. It's not gonna
I
win
do
any
think
other games, I don't
Mir
think.
also
Like-
has a chance of doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mir can just clean up like entire lists. Mir's
Yeah,
list.
I do think like Mir and Cat and Tree are doing similar things.
Mhm.
And then like
Yeah,
being an
that
aggro
one's
deck.
that one's gonna feel like an odd like color shifted mirror match almost.
Very much so. Even.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm definitely gonna be like near the bottom because I'm accepting that I'm probably gonna lose almost all of the coin flips, but
the one
this
you win.
going to
GP
lose
feels like
almost
a
all the
lot
coin
more
flips.
even than previous GPs where it was like,
Yeah.
hey, we have these top 2 or 3 decks that we think are going to do the best. Oh, hey, it turns out those
I
decks
think
did
I'm gonna
well.
lose a lot of rounds 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then this
I think,
GP, it's like, it's honestly a toss-up.
Like how I think of this GP is like at this point, like a lot of people like understand what the good options are, and there are relatively few insane things just fighting the GP.
It's not just Kagane who's good at Voyager anymore. It's not just
Like-
it's not like before where you would pick Kagane as the person who would do the best, and then you have like a 1/3 chance of winning.
Yeah. This said, Kagane is still probably going to win.
You know, Panders is actually Panders and I both have 2 GP wins, and Kagane has 3. So you know we're catching up.
Yeah.
We're catching up. So to be fair, one of my GP wins was my singular game against Terver.
Oh my god, that's right.
Oh no, I went 2-0 twice it seems.
Yeah. I'd also say that like I'm probably like placing myself like reasonably high here because I did like get the thing we missed that can spike a GP, you know.
I think your deck is quite good, Trug.
hmm
Sorry, I remembered that we have these, and I looked over and said most played opponent Kagane, so that tells you everything that you need to
Okay,
know.
Ethershade versus Mir. What do we think about this one?
Yeah.
Ethershade against Mir is funky. Mir can run over Ethershade if
Yeah.
Ether isn't finding enough like interaction, like counterinsurgency and Torch early enough.
Like it does like have I mean Ether does have like quite a few like board wipes and stuff, but like board wipes good interaction, but like Ether is also like playing manaless and like relatively slow in establishing a game plan.
Yeah.
I think
While
if
Mir is
Mir lands in Ariana, the game is going to be very rough for Ethershade unless they instantly kill it.
Mir's like aggro burn or whatever. Less burn, mostly aggro. Also like the thing with Ariana is one card it reminds me of is like Winota, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it is like a red base threat, legendary threat, but like if landed early does like snowball games and gets like a lot of power and cards by itself.
It's almost like win more in a good way, like it snowballs you.
I'm so happy we did these.
Okay. So we think Mir is favored against Ethershade?
Likely. I'd argue it's a 40-60. 40 in Ether's favor.
I'd
Okay,
I'd say I would say Mir takes this 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2-1. I go for that.
Yeah.
Okay, Kagane versus Silver.
Kagane.
Kagane.
Kagane does have a very powerful control shell, and if they
I
ever get
think
to
like
the planar inclusion, that's just game over.
I think Silver's deck is like good against mid-rangey creature decks, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
And this ain't that.
Elstone of Trousers is board wipe protection, but it only does so much.
Yeah, like I think like if you were playing Silver, like I think Silver's deck just doesn't match up too well against control specifically, and this
Also,
does.
Kagane is probably the best Magic player here, so
The funniest part about this, though,
Yeah.
is like in game 2, even if Kagane loses game 1, game 2, Kagane gets the third Shimmer and just absolutely mollywops.
also gets mental sewage enclosure.
I haven't heard somebody use mollywop as a verb in probably 15 years.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, well, it's the thing that PvP's old then. PvP's basically a boomer.
Yeah, I know. It's just
85
funny.
now. What are the other matchups?
Cat and Tree versus Tremor.
That's a hard one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm giving this one like
Yeah.
50-50.
This is like an
They're both,
actual
like-
50-50.
Like good decks are like interesting in their own ways.
Like
Uh,
Cat can just lose if not on turn, like the right turns. Cat can just
like
lose.
if Tremor's able to like get Forges, Subvert the Lights, and Entheots to like cleanly enter Cat
Like-
stuff, that's gonna be rough.
Like,
Exactly.
the way I see this is that like if Tremor like establishes their game plan well, they just win. If Cat establishes their gameplay well, they also just win.
Yeah, cleanly even. It's funny because like both of these will run away with the game, depending on who does it. So I expect a lot of
Yeah.
slugging, and that's where I'll say this leads to a top deck war.
Yeah.
Tremor's
Slightly
deck
favored in
seems a
Tremor.
lot more reactive, which might be able to
Yeah.
help them out a little.
Like it's
Slightly
funny how like
favored in Tremor.
they are like extremely different decks in like roles, game speed, and what they do. But like I think they have like very similar like placements for the GP. If this makes
Yeah.
sense.
Like these are very sluggy decks. Like they're brawling. I don't think one person's winning, even by like turn 4. Genuinely.
Mhm.
I do think this is going to be a very interesting game to watch. So
Yeah.
Tremor, if you're hearing me, feel free to ping me for that. I do want to see it.
Yeah. That seemed fun to see.
What are the other matchups?
Okay, next up we have Herver versus Zid.
Herver takes this 2-1 because I'm probably going to win game 1 and then get my ass kicked by the sideboard.
Yeah, so the issue
Herver.
with Zid, you've already lost one of your coin flips because Herver is a control deck.
Exactly.
Herver is playing hard removal and
Yep.
hard counter spells.
Yep, exactly.
Herver wins.
Herver wins. Yeah,
Very
this
simple.
this is fine.
Open and shut case.
Okay, Truth versus me. I think I'm not sure about this one.
So Troops' Will to Survive, you're on the
I think like
I
South.
think this goes to game 3. I don't know which
I
way
think
it's
this is
going.
likely.
Yeah.
This is maybe favored to Truth, but also like if I'm able to answer correctly, I think I do have a chance
I
too.
think this really
what
comes down to
this come-
sideboarding decisions.
I think what this comes down to is like, does Anjanir like keep getting exile removal? Like, get enough exile removal, and if not, then I win.
I have
think-
3 Found Family, 4 Envy It. But
Yeah.
that's about it. Oh, and 1 Stardust
Another
Case.
issue here too is that like
Mhm.
Truth can mostly hold the relevant cards in
Yeah.
hand. A Youngener has to respect those cards.
Is Mental Sewage relevant out of the side? It probably is,
Very,
right?
very, extremely. It
Like
lowers
I think,
the power
and
of
also
Mental
True Blood.
sewage. Mental sewage saves you like life from Gore Wolf.
Also,
There's gonna be a point.
also True Blood is like semi-relevant.
Younger, there's going to be a point in the games where you actually have to let your Lifelighter die to mental sewage.
Mhm.
Because
I mean,
you need
yes,
it in
this
the
is how the
graveyard.
deck works.
You need it in the graveyard so that you
Yeah.
gain a life and also get to bounce the mental sewage back.
Lifelighter is like genuinely the best, like the only creature you are fine with. Well, Campaign Strategist, like Campaign Strategist lives through mental sewage,
Yes.
and Lifelighter has a grave effect with mental
I will
sewage that lets
also
you move
say-
it, so it's like I don't care.
I'll say like another funny thing here is that like I think Arbiter will be like extremely relevant in the matchup.
Oh yeah.
Specifically with Envy, probably.
Yeah, specifically like Enfiat. I mean the War 2 kind of hurts with Enfiat, but like it's Enfiat
Nah.
and also like
Fleeting
I can
Garment, too.
Arbiter Bloodstained Field, so you can no longer bounce Bloodstained Fields to your hand.
Yeah. If I get a density that does end up screwing
Yeah.
with it.
What's
I can
the-
Arbiter on Fleeting Merriment. There we go.
God.
We
Okay.
force them to discard 2 cards. Discard 2 cards.
I think this is another probably close matchup.
It's a 55-45, but I don't know in whose favor.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Like, I think this is a bad matchup for me, but also, like, I am, like, wildly confident in my deck in general.
I think it's a bad matchup for you, and it's also a bad matchup for me.
I see.
Like I said, I
If this
swear
may-
to you,
If that makes sense. Like it's a bad matchup for you, as in this is a matchup like my deck type is the kind that you don't want to face, and this is a bad
Yeah.
matchup for me because your deck is good.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
self-bounce is basically rough for any archetype. So
Yeah. I can see that. Like
the only archetype that self-bounce is like
it's also worth
not very good
noting
against
that,
is
like,
card control.
I mean, like, I think self bounce also like does have some problems with decks that can just like spam out 1-drops, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that too. But
And
you
I
do
can
have
do
access
that
to
to, like,
medical sewage out the
I can
board.
do that to a pretty reasonable extent while hazing
Yeah.
toteming away my high drops. Yeah.
If you manage to get stuff out of mental sewage range, that's definitely gonna hurt post board.
Yes, it is like trivial for cool replica to be a 5/3.
Yeah. The Cobble's replica having a dice triggers is like massively bad.
Yeah.
Okay, final matchup is Panders and TVP. I have no idea how good TVP's deck is, and I think Panders' deck seems quite good, so
Panders beats me if I
Let-
can keep down certain threats.
Yeah, it's all about how long Panders takes to rummage around in that toolbox.
Exactly.
I think the big deciding point here is, can TVP stop a Lumina?
Exactly.
Yep.
Like the
we
And
tool.
I
pray for
don't
liminal
really
ambiguity
think-
x equals 6.
Yeah,
And that
but I
does
don't
happen,
really think TVP can do that. Well,
No,
TVP can do that, but I don't think it is major, if that makes sense.
Limmy x equals 6 is doable off of arena supplies and like some amount of other things happening. But like you do just get to Rita supplies, clone Rita supplies off of Paladin Scavenger once it's in the graveyard. And that's a way to get Limmy for 5 or 6.
The other thing is I do also think Panda's deck, it has a lot of strong haymakers, but I think it takes overall it takes a while to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
And PvP is just draining 7 to 10 life.
Yeah, it just does the hit.
Also, yeah, TVP, if TVP drops, I will walk my own path on 6. What is Panders doing?
Does it happen?
Argon might be able to get into 6 and kill it, but TVP's already hit you for a bunch of damage. And if they have any creatures on the board, this doesn't work.
Yeah. Also, how I put this is that Panda's deck seems good, has a good decent mid game and can go late and generally wins if you go late, but there is a hard turn cap if you're playing against TVP.
Yeah. Damn, Sting can't even get the walk my own path because I'll use the fucking focus.
Well, I mean, it can if they go turn 1, but then Panders is paying 6 life.
Yes. Which either way is really good.
Is it correct to use Sting on I Will Walk My Own Path?
Potentially.
Genuinely, I actually think the correct play is to hit. This is nuts. I think the correct play is actually to hit rid of supplies so that it's not in hand.
Yeah. Well, you might not
if
have
you're,
rid of
if you're on the play.
You're on the play, yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts about the GP before we wrap this up?
This is gonna be a wild GP.
This is gonna be a good time. I'm excited to play my first GP. Hell yeah.
I agree. It's nice to see new faces around, and hopefully we get some more returning people next GP, so we can keep up the momentum.
By the way,
I also think another thing I will very quickly say about the GP is that I think a lot of the decks look fun conceptually and fun to watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I will try to actually record games for once. I've been saying I'm gonna restart doing this, and then I haven't been doing it at all. But maybe we'll start again this.
Also, just as a side note, and this is a side note, but also a closing statement. You are able to see this screen, yes, Ayangner?
It's not on the recording, but
that's fine.
I'll read it out. So there's
for those
7 white decks, 3 blue decks, 8 black decks, 5 red decks, 3 green decks, and 2 silver decks.
Yeah.
So white-black definitely being a popular combo here.
Unsurprising,
just head over to the decks page. Self-bounce, Lumina Toolbox on it, Liberal Control on it.
Sting, I think,
just have plenty of other white decks and plenty of other black decks.
How many monocolor decks are there?
We
There
have
is
one. I'm counting your deck as monocolor, even though
It
it's
is.
Does
It
my
is.
you
deck
have
count as
Survivor System,
monocolor?
so it says it's
Yeah.
white.
Yeah, because
My
I
deck
have a
plays
high
like
card. Yeah.
my deck has like a single black card in it.
yeah.
Zid is
Yeah.
monocolor. Cat and Tree is monocolor.
Mm-hmm.
Mir is
No,
monocolor,
it's
but they
No, Mir
have a
is
single red taupe.
decisively black-red, I think.
Oh wait, yeah,
There's
Mir
more
has
red
the
Mm-hmm.
Scathing Critique.
Scathing Critique is like a castable card some games, but it's not like a card you're trying to cast.
It's really just you and Cat and Tree, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have
Very
like
light.
exactly one black card in my deck.
Yeah, there's just very light splashes of other colors, but that's about it. Like extremely light splashes, I would say.
Let me check mine. 1 second. Do I even have like any black cards? I don't even have any black cards in my sideboard.
You just have Incessant Intercession, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
All right, well,
Literally
I
just
think that
that.
does it. This is a really good stream. I enjoyed the looked over
Yeah.
the list.
Oh my god, that was 2 hours.
Crazy stuff going on.
Mhm.
All right. Bye everyone. And if somehow you through this whole thing, thanks for sticking out through it. Bye.